Erica, what you doing? Playing with a book? Huh? You playing with a book? What is that book? Is that a word book? Hi, cutie pie.
My grandma likes to tell a story of how on the day I was brought home from the hospital, my dad sat down at the kitchen table and started reading me the newspaper. I was only 2 days old, and he held me in his arms, and he read me the headlines from the Detroit Free Press. And while it cannot be determined whether or not this began my love for reading, I have actually been around print material, from the beginning. I have been reading books for as long as I can remember, and every night before bed I would get a bedtime story read to me by my parents, and what would be one book would turn into 2, and then it would be 5, and I just couldn't get enough, and I loved reading my books. For this project, I thought it would be really cool to see if I could find any old home movie clips of little me reading books or playing with the book or just spinning the book around in my hands. And I was pleasantly surprised to find out how many clips I could actually find on our hard drive. So there's videos of me at Christmas receiving books, and I'm just really happy to have this book in my hand, and I'm just spinning it around. But at 6 months old, how do I know how to read? I don't, but for some reason I was just fascinated by the book. And then there's other clips of me looking through National Geographic magazine, or just playing with the pages. So it makes you wonder, did I just like to play with the book because it was something different than my other toys, or did I know something else, that there is information in this magazine and I wanted to know what was in here? When you think about it that way, it's really humbling to know how far you have come. What was your first memory of being able to read something? And I don't really remember when I learned how to read. I mean, I'm sure I could ask my parents, but I do remember being 3 or 4 years old and sitting in the back of the car and reading a stop sign and then reading a street sign and being like, hey, this is cool. I can understand so many things now that I have this ability to read. In reality, books have changed my life in so many ways that it's hard to describe exactly how they have affected me. And when I was little, I read books such as Goodnight Moon and Big Bird's Big Red Book over and over again until the spines wore off. So those books basically defined my childhood. Now, if I had to choose a book that defined my life as a teenager, I couldn't really tell you. I think that today music is more of an important factor of my life, and maybe it's because I've been playing music since I was 6, or maybe it's because I've just had this weird connection to the instruments or to the lyrics on certain songs, that I feel like there's a song that could describe a certain memory or a certain emotion that I feel a little bit better than a novel can, because it's more focused. It's very difficult for me to pinpoint a single literary work that can stand as a proper pillar for me in my life. But in this specific moment in time, I think that the Beatles song In My Life is an appropriate choice. The first verse alone really is the deciding factor of this song and its importance to me in my life. And that first verse goes, "There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed. Some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain." This song speaks of a large transition in a person's life and how things will not stay the same forever. We as humans are simply transient, and this song recognizes the fact that although we may wish for things to stay the same forever, they won't. With graduation a little more than a week away, this song means more to me now than ever before. My life is going to drastically change in these next 3 months, and I'm going to be living on my own, making my own decisions, and I'm a little scared about that. But, recognizing that life goes on and you can't go back in time and return to the more innocent days where I'm laying on the floor spinning around a book, it makes me look towards the future with excitement, because I have nothing but opportunities and adventure and life itself to look forward to.